Hey guys, off the top rope here, off the Mike Sports Network. So we're going to talk AEW. A couple of bits of news and notes, but the big thing here that I really want to hammer home, Revolution is this weekend out here in Los Angeles. Really, the entertainment capital of the world, Crypto.com Arena. Lakers play in that building. You would think that AEW would be doing and rolling out their big hitters, their heavy hitters like Mercedes Moné, who, even though she's a Celtics fan and from Boston, would probably get booed here. She gets booed everywhere because, frankly, her creative and her character in AEW sucks. John Moxley, even though nobody likes the Death Riders. Hangman Adam Page, MJF. He's a Hollywood guy. He's in the new Happy Gilmore movie. No, I have not seen an ounce of me. Will Ospreay, one of the faces of the company, Kenny Omega, anybody. Yet I'm watching television last night, or I'm looking on social media, and it's the Costco guys, Big Boom AJ and his son, Big Justice, promoting AEW at the Lakers game, wearing Lakers jerseys. And you know what? That's great. It's good. You know, it's good that, at least somebody over there can promote something. Here's the thing. That's not their job. They're TikTok celebrities. And you know what? In the grand scheme of things, in terms of celebrity involvement, this is way, way behind what WWE is doing. But that's not the point here. The point that I'm trying to hammer home is promotional efforts in terms of, you've announced this event. This has been announced for multiple months. You are in Los Angeles in a building that you have not been in your entire time in existence, which is now 6 years. This started in January of 2019. This venture started, and they've never performed and never been in Crypto.com Arena ever. They've always been at the Forum when they were in Los Angeles. And this is a big deal because I've been to Crypto.com. It is a nice building. It is a big building. And it's where the Lakers play. It's a big time venue for AEW to be in. And for a company that struggled with attendance, it was a very bold choice to go there. Especially considering now WWE, I don't know how it works with these arenas and how they, sort everything out, but this is just like, to see the only bit of promotion that I've seen out in Los Angeles leading into, hell, you could have Tony Storm in character be the Hollywood movie star in Hollywood. It writes itself. Like, this is not hard. And this is why I get so just flabbergasted and just so, like, I get so frustrated with this place because I want this to do well, and I want them, and this is why I was impressed with them early on, because there was energy there. People were motivated. People are not motivated there because Tony Khan has just lacked it. It's almost like he took his paycheck and he's like, yeah, you know what? I'm a success. I don't need to give a shit anymore, because they're doing at the bare minimum or below the bare minimum of what is necessary to make shows like successful. If they did the basics, they would actually be in a much better spot than they are now. Like, promoting your events, actively going out in the media, especially in a major market like LA, not having to utilize TikTok celebrities to promote your show. This is the second time they've done this. They did this for Full Gear in New Jersey last year in November. Exact same thing. And they're relying on Big Boom AJ. Granted, he has a huge TikTok following, and hoping that nets you like some viewership and to watch the pay-per-view. And it's just like, do you guys care about your product? And then another thing that I just saw before I recorded this video, Ricochet, it was announced on Wednesday that AEW's pay-per-views are going to go to Amazon Prime. And there was a question as to, are they free? Are they with Amazon Prime, or you have to pay for it? Clearly that was not the case. But don't tell Ricochet that, because Ricochet, either in character or not, this was a bad idea. Pretty much just decided to insult people and say they're stupid. You say, hey, it's a pay-per-view. You're supposed to pay for it. It's like, Ricochet, you just came from a company that airs their premium live events on a streaming platform with no extra charge to it. You're just making yourself look stupid. It's just like, where's Bryan Danielson with the social media policing? Like, it's amazing sometimes what goes on in that place. And again, getting back to my initial point, it's just like, I've said this for weeks, and I've been on this for most of the year. If you look at the way AEW has conducted itself, specifically, I would say, even further back than, the contract of, the contract was signed for the re-upping of the television rights, um, they haven't cared because why does stuff in Australia happen like that, where something like that slips through the cracks and it's not a premium live event or it's not a pay-per-view, it's just an episode of Collision and there's a smaller ring and having to make excuses about that. And then here you are, a few days out from a pay-per-view in Los Angeles, the second biggest media market in the entire fucking world. It's second or first or second. It varies between New York and LA. But one of the top two media markets in America, in the United States of America, in North America. And you're a week 8 days after one of the most significant moments in professional wrestling history. It's a stacked card, I will give it that. But there's not a lot of heat behind these matches. These matches will probably be bangers, and that's usually what AEW delivers. But your job as a promotion is to get people interested and hyped up for your product. And a lot of the week-to-week television has not done that. A lot of the promotion around this company has not gone about it. It just seems like nobody cares. It just seems like nobody cares. Everybody's just content to cash a paycheck, just be cheap and whatever. And then people who are in the pocket of Tony Khan, they're paid to praise him. And there's nobody who can be critical of him, which is why I'm trying to spread truth here on this platform. And some people won't like this, and that's fine. But one thing you guys need to know about me, and if you've misunderstood what I've said in weeks to week, this is not an engagement farm, okay? Like, I understand that there is an interest in AEW content on a lot of streaming platforms, but the reason why I do this is I'm a wrestling fan in its whole. I was at an AEW show in Los Angeles 2 years ago. 2 years ago. And, it was one of the great dynamites I've ever been a part of. That was the match 7 of, the Escalera de la Muerte, ironically, half that match is not even in AEW anymore, like with the Lucha Brothers no longer being there. So, and then you had Hangman and Moxley. Like, there was a lot of good stuff. And AEW was in a much better spot 2 years ago when they were in LA at the Forum. Here they are having a fucking pay-per-view here. Again, first time in Crypto.com Arena. And I'll be honest with you. And, like I said, I don't necessarily agree a lot with this content creator, but he's one of the kind of the standards and one of the more divisive figures in this community, JD from New York. He made a very good point on his Twitter and on his social media. He basically said, is there any reason to be excited about this? Like, look at and I'm going to have, by the way, I'm going to have a live stream, full plug here. We're going to have a live stream right after AEW Dynamite. I'm going to react to it. And I'm also going to give you my predictions for what's going to happen at the pay-per-view over the weekend. Not anticipating a whole lot changing in terms of the card, but we'll see. But JD from New York says, what am I supposed to be excited about? Guys, the likely main event of this show is going to be Wheeler Yuta versus Adam Copeland. What are we doing? What are we doing? I love Adam Copeland to death, but like, okay, you couldn't have left Claudio at the end. You couldn't have left Pac at the end. It's got to be Wheeler Yuta as the last obstacle to clear before getting to John Moxley at the pay-per-view. Like, that's not going to get me excited about this type of stuff. Like I said, putting these matches down is fine. And I think a large chunk of these, even though some of them are rematches, are going to be really, really good. But that's not the job of this. You're going to attract the diehards who obviously care about this shit. But if you want to grow your company, which AEW clearly has not been interested in doing that, they're just about, doing the indie schmuck stuff and, just doing all the crazy shit that only appeals to the marks and the geeks. And, on some level, I am one of those marks and one of those geeks. But at the same time, I know what's good. And a lot of what has happened in terms of week-to-week television, and I think what a lot of AEW fans have lost sight of, is the importance of storytelling and the importance of engaging characters. It can't just be all wrestling. Because then if it's all wrestling, you're just having a bunch of dudes work in front of you. And it's just like, okay, why am I supposed to care? And pretty much like, Adam Copeland, we know who he is. We know who John Moxley is, but he's in a gimmick that sucks. And, some of these gimmicks and these characters are just not connecting. And the week-to-week storytelling doesn't make you want to come back or spend $50. And when you send TikTok celebrities to a Lakers game to promote your show, that does not send a great vote of confidence in the rest of your roster when part-time guys who are not going to even be on the main show, they're going to be on the pre-show wrestling a match, and you send them to promote your product. Send the talent that actually matters. Actually matters. And don't give me this shit. Hey, he's got 2 million TikTok stars. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Okay. Like, I don't care about the Costco guys. Look, I love Costco, but any fucking idiot could have gone on there and done the same shit that they did. Like, maybe call me a get off my lawn thing. But I'm not that big into TikTok, and I never understood why this became a phenomenon. And AEW clearly desperate, because they're desperate, because WWE, if they saw any potential in this, they would have brought Big Boom AJ and his kid in already, because it's been very clear that they want to be with WWE. AEW is the minor leagues to them. So good on them. And you know what? I'll a little bit of positivity here. I will say that I am impressed with AJ in terms of his ability to be charismatic. It's easy to see why he was a professional wrestler, and he worked a pretty damn good match at Full Gear. He's going to be in a 6-man tag, a trios match at the pay-per-view, which I still don't understand why Orange Cassidy, Mark Briscoe, and John Morrison have to get lumped into this. Like, it's just, what are we doing? What are we doing with this crap? Like, if Vince McMahon did this 5-6 years ago, you all would have wanted to just boycott the WWE network. Yet this is going to be on the pre-show. Like, this is the second time in 6 months that we've had this guy on television. And I understand that there is some, base that you want to tap into. But aside from that, you're using him as your sole focus and your sole marketing tool to get people interested in your product. That's not good. When your product is ice cold, you're drawing less than 600,000 viewers, you're struggling to get 10,000 tickets in this building, nobody's willing to criticize you, and your top billing or your most important person that you're putting out there is a TikTok celebrity who's not even under contract with you. The fuck is that supposed to tell me? Like, an average person, yeah, obviously the main people who love this shit are going to buy it. But if you're looking for to rein in more revenue and bring in more people and have people pay $50 to buy it on Amazon Prime, they're not going to do that, because they're like, man, Costco guys, what the fuck else is going on? Because then they're not going to know what's going on. That's my frustration with this shit. And we'll see how this goes tonight. We'll see. They've had some hits and misses in some of these shows the last couple of nights, but they're kind of limping into this show. So we'll have a live stream here, probably shoot for around 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific, to react to this. So get in the chat, get up on Twitter, follow me there. There will be a link there. Like, share, subscribe this channel. Thanks so much to everybody. We're getting towards 600 subscribers. It is incredible, the outpouring of support. I love y'all and I appreciate y'all. It means the world to me. I'm just here to try to be entertaining and also try to give you my perspective of how I feel. And with these wrestling streams, because I know wrestling is in a great spot with multiple places to work. So getting a chance to talk like this, I appreciate it. I don't take it for granted. So if you like me or you don't like me, that's the beauty of this. That's the beauty of this discourse. So anyway, get in the chat in this, like, share, and subscribe. Twitter handles up there in the left-hand corner. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.